So inflation, we're going to talk about inflation and how real estate is a hedge against inflation. Debt, how to take and do business using debt, and we're going to talk more about the idea that profit has cost doing business. Here's one of my favorite slides. How much did a can of Coke cost when you were a kid?
25 cents.
Fantastic. When I used to load the vending machines for my dad used to have vending machines at a school cafeteria, it was 50 cents, okay? And I know this because I like my Coke. I enjoy it. How much is a can of Coke nowadays? $1.50 sometimes, $1.50, right? Let's say it's $1.50, right? So did the Coke get better? Well, wait a second. Maybe the vending machine makes it colder than it used to. No? Is the can made out of some sort of new space age material that makes me smarter when I drink it or something? No? Then why is it 3 times as much as it used to be? Well, let's think about this. Inflation is a thief. The person that steals from most is people that save. Sadly. Okay? Those are the folks that get hit the worst. So let me ask you a question. What if I was taking and putting my little 7-year-old hand up to put my 50 cents in the vending machine and get that ice cold can of sugary wonderfulness, my father grabs my hand and says, "No, you don't do that, son. Smart people save their money." How much money do you think I would have today if I put my money in a savings account with compounding interest for the last 25-ish years? How much do you think I'd have? 50 cents, compounding. I think my bank account compounds daily. Nobody?
Every day 1 Coke?
No. Just
one
I put 150 cents. How much would that 50 cents be worth 25 years in the future? Come on, guys, give me a number.
$6.
How much?
$6.
$6, okay. A number. $5. Compounding interest every day, guys.
300. How many years?
25. Oh, trying to use the calculator. All right.
Every 7 years it should double, so 25 years.
56 cents. What's the interest rate the bank pays? Right now they're paying about 1/10%.
Yeah.
I actually figured it at 0.5%. I was generous. I'd have 56 cents. So wait a second. What you're telling me is my father wasn't a very good dad. He, for lack of a better term, screwed me at 2/3 of a can of Coke. Because I used to be able to buy a whole can of Coke, and now I could take my money, I can buy about 1/3 of a can of Coke. Is that what just happened? Because it feels like that's what just happened. Let me ask you a question though, guys. What if I bought the can of Coke, put some pixie dust on it so it didn't go bad? Could I load it in the vending machine today and sell it for $1.50? No, it couldn't. Did we just determine that Coke is better than a savings account in a bank? Should I be going out and buying cases of Coke with whatever money I have extra and putting it in like a vault or something and then taking and using that? Is that what we just determined? How many people thought savings accounts were good?
5 years ago, I used to think.
Yeah.
Savings accounts were never good. If your money is not making between 3 and 3.5% a year,
Well, it depends in what country are you, right?
well, odds are if your bank is paying you more than that, inflation is higher than that in your country. Banks are never going to pay you on a savings account enough money to compensate for inflation. It's just not how it works. Or if they're paying you enough, there's a great risk that the bank is going to go out of business or something, and they're trying to take and lure your dollars away.
It's interesting that we have negative interest rate in Switzerland, so which means you have to pay the bank to keep your money.
Well, understand this. I think of money in a savings account as liquidity insurance. Okay? I am going to take money and pay an insurance rate for the benefit of having my funds as liquid capital. Now, if I have no investment know-how at all, for a lot of folks, that's probably the best thing to do with their money. It's a 0.5 point better than just having their money in the mattress. right? Because if they're paying 0.5% and the money's in the mattress and it's losing 3.5%, it's in the bank, it's only losing 3%. Okay, it's slightly better. But if I can take and do anything else with my money, even just take and buy Coke, I'm still better off. With the Coke, at least, I break even. I could sell the Coke for $1.50 today, and I could go out and buy with that money that I had made, that I sold it for, anything I could have bought for 50 cents back when I was a kid. Make sense? What was your question? I'm sorry.
What about a CD?
What's the interest rate?
I mean, I don't know what the interest rate is. That's why I'm asking you. What is it, like 3% now or less than that? 2.7? Okay.
So this is the thing that I'm saying to you. The answer to that question is always going to be, what's the interest rate? I'm not being sassy when I'm asking you the question. I'm actually saying, that's always the question.
No, I'm asking you because I didn't know. Like what?
It's not
you
a
said you're not making at least
3 to 3.5% a year. But understand this: if you're making 3.5% a year, you're just above water. You're staying equal. You're not losing anything, but you're not making anything. But here's the thing, guys. Guess what investment type is just like the can of Coke?
Real estate.
You are a genius. How did you figure that out? Maybe because we're on the board of realtors, right? Our investment. So wait a second. We determined back when that investors are sitting here comparing two different things. We also determined that 100% of people that bought homes last year were investors, didn't we? So we can sit there and say and make the case to them, hey, do you realize that your savings account is way underperforming real estate? In fact, real estate is performing 7 times better than your savings account. So that money you're thinking about saving for a rainy day, you're probably better using that real estate because it's just going to grow much faster. Does that make sense?